this meeting now.
Good evening, there, seeing it's 6 o'clock there and we got a quorum. Whereas there's a quorum of council present and time is 6 p.m., be it resolved this regular meeting be open for business via Zoom, and that the minutes of the regular meeting of January 26, 2022 be approved. Can I have a mover and a seconder?
I'll move it, Les.
Kevin, or Dale, you'll move it there, seconder?
Yes, please.
Pat,
Perfect. Edith, for, against?
for,
Pat?
in favor.
Glenda?
In favor.
Dale?
In favor.
Motion carried. Can we add to the agenda there, the old Webwood Road culvert replacement there and Olympic repair? And I got a resolution for that there. Be it resolved that the following be added to the regular agenda. C2 Old Webwood Road culvert replacement progress payment and E1 Olympic repairs. Can I have a mover and a seconder?
I'll move.
Linda, you'll move it there?
Yes.
Seconder?
I'll second it.
Dale will second it. Edith, for, against?
For,
Pat?
Pat's in favor.
Glenda?
In favor.
Dale?
In favor.
Motion carried. In regards to the consent agenda, has anybody got anything there, any concerns in regards to A1 or and G1? Hearing none, be it resolved that items A1 and G1 contained in the consent agenda be adopted. Can I have a mover and a seconder?
Pat moves.
Pat will move it there. Seconder?
Glenda.
Glenda? Edith, for, against?
For,
Pat?
in favor.
Glenda?
In favor.
Dale?
In favor.
Motion carried. Ruth, there, in regards to the finance committee, you want to do a report there, or has everybody got any concerns or anything?
No, everyone got the report, so there was nothing more to add since our meeting. So unless there were any questions on that.
Hearing none. Be it resolved that attached finance committee meeting report of February the 1st, 2022 be accepted. A mover and a seconder?
Pat moves.
Pat will move it there, seconder?
Edie will second.
Edith, for, against?
For,
Pat?
Pat's in favor.
Glenda?
In favor.
Dale?
In favor.
Motion carried. In regards to the fire chief authorizing repair of 445. Kim, do you know what's wrong there? What's the cost roughly?
Well, in the report that was given to council, it's going to be about 40, well, it's estimated right now at $4,500 plus a diagnosis estimated at 500 plus a tow bill. So those are the numbers we have right now. It may be a $6,000 repair. But yeah, with the parameters of our procurement bylaw, we have to go to council for this.
Unless they had to lift the tank right off it to do the job. It's a big deal. They got to take it right off the frame to get at the problem area.
So council was polled last week and we had the majority respond saying that they were in favor so that we could get the truck in and ready to start repairs before council meeting.
Well, it's got to be fixed there.
Yeah.
Okay, be it resolved that the fire chief be authorized to have the repairs done to the fire engine 445 as per his report on January 26, 2022. Mover and a seconder?
I'll make that motion.
Dale will move it there. Second?
Glenda second.
Glenda? Edith,
Yeah.
for, against?
for,
Pat?
Pat's in favor.
Glenda?
In favor.
And Dale?
In favor.
Motion carried. In regards to the granular quotations there,
I'm bringing this to council's attention for approval, since it does include the projects that are within our proposed capital budget. So this way we can get some quotes for the granular supply that's going to be needed this spring for the projects, as well as just to repair areas due to spring breakup.
I have a question. The amount of material, are we able to up that amount? Should we need to?
Yes, it says that that's a minimum, and additional may be required at our discretion, so
Okay.
that they know we can ask for more.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions, anybody? Hearing none, be it resolved that prepared to request for quotation for our 2022 granular supply be approved for circulation. Can I have a mover and a seconder?
Pat moves.
Pat will move it there, second.
Glenda,
Glenda, Edith, for, against,
4,
Pat,
Pat's in favor.
Glenda,
in favor.
Dale,
In favor.
motion carried. In regards to the old Webwood Road payment there, Ruth, you got any other concerns in regards to that?
Sorry, just, nope, there was no concerns there.
Okay. Be it resolved that progress payment number 1 be approved in amount of $230,448.47 to RM Boulanger Liniment for the old Webwood Road culvert replacement project.
I'll make that.
Mover in effect. Dale, will you move it there?
Yes,
Seconder?
please.
Pat second.
Pat will second there. Edith, for, against?
in favor.
Pat,
Pat's in favor.
Glenda,
In favor.
Dale,
I'm in favor.
motion carried. They did a good job on it by the looks of it. In regards to the Ontario Land Tribunal there,
Can we do E1, and that's dealing with the Olympia that we've just added to the agenda?
yeah, go ahead.
Okay, we'll ask Paul to speak on that, in addition to what he has provided to council in the report this afternoon.
So we were having some issues with the Olympia. It wasn't running well under load when it was doing its full job on the ice. So we started off by replacing the air filter to see if that was going to fix the problem. So no, it didn't. So being that the facility was going to be closed for that last shutdown, we said, okay, well, we'll get on it and see if we can get it back up to power. So we said we'd go after the plugs. Unfortunately, some of the plugs got broken off in the in the sockets. There's been many attempts by many people to get the plugs out, and unfortunately, that hasn't been able to be done. I phoned all over the north here trying to get it into a service facility to try to get it done. And finally, Brian Sturdy returned the phone call, and he picked it up on Tuesday to take a look at it, and called back yesterday with like a rough estimate of what it was going to cost to get it fixed, and he figured about between $2,000 and $2,500. Now that's just to get the plugs out, get the heads, if the heads need to be taken off as well, get them to a machine shop, get the plugs taken out and put the heads back on. So to be proactive, like as soon as we're looking at this, we figure we might have to take the heads off. So we ordered all the gasket kits and everything like that, which would be necessary to put the heads back onto the Olympia. But unfortunately, it's the machine that we need in order to operate. I've also made some phone calls around to see if we can't borrow one until we can get ours up and running. Right now, I've got a maybe from Blind River and a maybe from Central Manitoulin, because they have a couple of extra machines that aren't in use right at the moment. Elliott Lake also has a machine. I'm waiting to hear back on that. They have an old machine. When they bought their new one, they just put their old one in storage. So there is possibilities of just borrowing one for a week or two. The repair, they figure, is probably going to take at least a week, maybe a week and a half to get it done. Yeah, I also contacted the manufacturer and just to see if we could rent one from them. And that's just cost prohibitive, in my opinion. It's going to cost us like $5,000 to $6,000 for just a week by the time we do the freight and the shipping and all that sort of stuff. So we're in the process of trying to find a solution. It's been an ongoing thing. But I think we're pretty near there now. It's just whether we can get one borrowed to get our facility back open. I am getting a little bit of pressure from our users to get it open, but I can't operate it without being able to maintain the ice.
Oh, the one in Elliott Lake there, are they going to get rid of it, and are they sending it down south after, or what are they doing with it?
The one in Elliott Lake, no, they bought a new one just a couple of years ago. They just got it in storage.
Okay, because if they're sending it down south there, then we don't have to take it back to Elliott Lake. That's where I'm coming from there.
Oh,
it's
I
just-
see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, if it's
As
coming
far as I
down,
know, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, if it's just coming there and it's going down south there to be sold or to some other organization there, we don't have to haul it back there. It'd be just a one-way.
Yeah. Yeah, and see, and I don't even know if that's an option yet. I'm just waiting to hear back from them. Like I said, I'm waiting to hear back from everybody. I'll probably hear back tomorrow from everybody if we can borrow one or not. Yeah, this has been a difficult one to solve. I gotta be honest.
So until you have a firm answer, we should just get ours fixed anyway, regardless.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like,
Yeah.
and like Brian's willing to work on it. Like he asked me today if I wanted him to have him bring it back. He said, no, just hang on to it until after council meetings tonight.
Yeah.
Because if I get it go ahead, then it's there and we don't have to move it again. Yeah.
Well, it's got to be repaired.
Do we have a regular maintenance plan in effect right now?
Well, apparently there was. Whether or not there actually was one or not, I can't speak to that. The last mechanic that I had working on it that came actually to the Olympia Bay to actually work on it, he was saying the plugs should be removed every year, and like a little bit of an anti-corrosion goop put on the plugs and then put back in, because they're propane and you've got an aluminum head and the metal spark plug. They expand against each other and lock themselves in the threads is what happens, and you can't get them out. So if you put this anti-corrosive in it, it stops them from doing that. So that obviously has not been done year over year in the past, or else they would have came out a little bit easier. And that's all I can speak to that on that.
We, when the arena first opened, we had regular maintenance done. Excuse me, it was done a couple times a year. So before the start and at the end, and if there was any breakdowns, this individual did come down after his work day ended and fixed it for us. So maybe we should try to get something like that put together. So a little bit of a safeguard, so we won't have catastrophic damage. We'll have something that we're already heads up on with a little bit of preventive maintenance.
Oh, I agree.
Mayor, did you get the copy of the motion that I had circulated to council with the report?
Yeah, but it's under $6,000, so you can go ahead and fix it anyway. Correct?
Right, Ruth?
Yeah, under 5.
Under 5, but we're not sure.
We're not sure what it might escalate to, I think was the issue.
Like I said, I already ordered the gasket sets and all that sort of stuff. So that's on hand. So if they had to replace the heads, we weren't going to be waiting for parts, because we thought we might have to do that in the beginning. And that those, like I said, I gave those to Brian, so he's got them there already.
Okay.
Those were just under, I think by the time I got everything all delivered and everything like that, it was just under $700. So that would be on top of what's there now.
That's a
As well.
good idea.
Yeah. So
That's the way
they're
the parts world is lately.
oh God, yeah. There was one gasket set left in the country and we got it.
It was getting a rental here that was over the.
Yeah, but see, what would have put us over was the rental for the if we had to go that route. If we have to go that route, because you're $4,000 for just travel, they charge $1.98 a kilometer
Wow.
for delivery. So, and it would be a total of 4 trips. So like one up, one back, and that to pick it up, and plus a rental rate of $200 a day that we have it. So that would put us way well over the, if you lump that all together, well over the $5,000 mark.
Well, why don't we just pay the $200 a day and have you drive it up, Paul?
If the ferry was going, I would.
Okay, is everybody in favor of getting it fixed there and renting one there?
Yes.
Are we
Okay,
gonna rent one from, or see, wait to find out if we get one from one of the other municipalities first?
Well,
And
I'm
then if-
hoping that we have a firm offer from someone tomorrow. If
Yeah,
not,
for
then
sure.
we'll have to look at renting, I guess,
Yeah,
you know.
okay, in regards to that resolution there, is everybody in favor?
Yes.
Yeah, and Kim, you'll write that resolution up there, please, sir?
Yeah, I have the resolution. Be it resolved that the Parks and Recreation Coordinator be authorized to have B&D Auto proceed with repairs to the Olympia ice surfacer and to look for a replacement to loan or lease in the interim as per his report of February 9, 2022.
Can you have a
Um,
mover?
I'll move it.
Glenda, you'll move it there, second?
Yes.
Pat second.
Pat will second it there. Edith, you for, against?
In favor.
Pat,
Pat in favor.
Glenda,
In favor.
Dale,
In favor.
motion carried.
Thank
Can
you.
Brian's, Paul, can Brian Sturdy move that machine there?
oh, it's already there.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah, because sometimes it's too high and you can't get it on his float there. That's what I was wondering.
yeah, load it up, just enough clearance to get it on.
Okay, perfect, perfect.
Yeah.
You don't have to bring a float in from otherwhere.
No,
Good, perfect.
Just keep on him. He,
oh, yes, I will. I know.
yeah.
I'm sure you will.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Paul.
Kim, in regards to the Land Tribunal there, you want to fill us in there?
This is a letter that was forwarded to fellow elected officials. Councillor Natchak had asked me last meeting if I had received it, and I hadn't, so she forwarded it to me and asked that council at least acknowledge that it's here. The mayor of the town of Aurora is asking all other politicians to request that the government of Ontario dissolve the Ontario Land Tribunal and to recognize the authority of municipal councils in local land use planning decisions. So basically what he is saying is that no matter what the decision of a local council, that should be the final word and there should not be any appeal process. I mean, we all know that between provincial, municipal levels of government, for anything that we are doing, whether it's the tax rebates, there's always an appeal process. There's always somewhere where, you know, the residents can have their say. So he's just indicating that because the province does approve of municipal official plans, that municipal council should have the final say and the last say in any decisions in land use planning that is made. So I don't know how, if council wants to support this, I do have a resolution to say so. Or if you've had the opportunity to read this any further.
Yeah, we read it there, but is there, is the landowners there going to have to go through more hoops there to get this there? Because imagine there's more to this Aurora than we know.
Well, I think what triggered this is the slow process for approvals and appeals in Southern Ontario, where they're trying to do housing developments and they're being stalled because of this appeal process with the province. And so what he is saying is that let us municipal councils make our own decisions in the best interest of our own municipalities and basically have the province stay out of it. So I think that if a municipal council did approve of a proposal, then that's good for the applicant or the developer, because then they just get to go ahead to do it. But what it means is that perhaps the next door neighbor doesn't have any rights to say how they feel or to appeal it.
Correct.
But don't we have a process with our municipality that we send letter to all the adjoining landowners?
Yes, it's in the Provincial Planning Act that all adjacent landowners within 120 meters of the subject property have to be circulated notice of that proposal.
Mhm.
And that's done here all the time too.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah.
So do you have an issue with this motion, Kim, as far as liability or whatever?
My personal opinion is I think that everyone should have the right to appeal if they don't agree with it.
But as far as what I understand, that would still be available through our municipality.
Well, the municipality would have the option of denying these applications.
Yeah,
Or approving it, but it would be the final decision. It wouldn't go any further.
right.
Right. So, I mean, what happens now is like current process is that if council denies it, the applicant doesn't agree with it, the applicant can go to the tribunal with an appeal and argue their case and have the higher level of government review that application. They could overturn the municipal council's decision.
Yeah, and then that, sorry, Gus.
But the proponent's got to pay for that though, eh?
Yes. An appeal it costs money, yes.
Yeah.
But that's going, we have our, that we put into place for things like, such as Webwood right now. We're having all this issue at Webwood. So if this tribunal was dissolved, then our plan would have been done and we would have been not having to have this mess going on in Webwood.
Well, there is an appeal right now on a decision of council, yes. And council had denied the application. The applicant has appealed it to the tribunal. So
Yes.
there's a lot of work to go into an appeal package by municipal staff to put together. So we've done that. We've provided it to the tribunal. Now they will review the whole application in addition to what the applicant has providing them to state their case. And a decision will be made one way or another, whether they'll uphold council's decision or overturn it.
Is there historically many appeals?
Not historically, but we've had a few. Yeah.
I can see in Southern Ontario where there's no land available there, they'll have more concerns there in regards to this, there, more appeals.
I don't think I received that literature, Kim.
It came after, I think.
It should have been in your package of your original consent agenda package.
Thank you. I'll look again.
Second last attachment.
So what's the feeling of council?
I don't, personally, I don't feel the need to have this change in effect because of our area is different from the other areas that are included in this dissolution process. So we don't, I can't foresee a lot of appeals coming up. So that's my opinion. So, you know, depending on, I mean, Kim, you said there's a big workload, you know, if somebody does appeal, but how often has that happened?
Yeah, I think
Really?
that I've only gone through 3. This will be my 3rd appeal, I think.
Yeah.
So there's not very many at all.
I kind of am hesitant about doing that, just in the fact that it takes somebody's rights away, you know, so that's how I feel about it anyway. If they want to appeal, they obviously are going to have to do a lot of stuff to appeal. So, and you know, a lot of people put a lot of, you know, talk about it a lot, but never follow through. So I don't see it happening that often. So I would prefer to just leave it as it is.
Well, my only thing is that we have an official plan and people are expected to adhere to the official plan.
Yes.
And yes, they can appeal some stuff, like make a property a little larger or smaller or whatever, but as far as I'm concerned, this is our official plan is the official plan. And we pay a lot of money and their staff goes through a lot of work to get that official plan set up.
My concern is if we make a decision and we don't make a legitimate decision and we get sued or we're held liable, whereas this tribunal, who is probably much more on top of it than we counselors, this would be one more way in case there is something that we overlooked and made a decision that could be detrimental as far as court costs or anything like that. So that's all that I can say about it. And I'm just thinking that COVID's what created this backup, but maybe I'm wrong.
Edith, have you got a comment or Pat there?
Well,
You're for or against?
I don't like the fact that you can't appeal something, but like Pat said, we have such a, you know, an official plan in place. It really does outline and show everything prior to, you know, purchasing or anything like that. Like the guidelines are all there. The people that aren't aware of it, you know, they do sometimes learn it the hard way. That, I mean, they can you know, apply to the council and we may say, no, not the way you set it up this time, but that doesn't mean they couldn't tweak their requests and come back again with an adjusted plan, right? Would that be another form of them to appeal within council that we wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, is there an internal, like an appeal, not a counter offer, but do you understand what I'm saying? Like they may have sent, they put in, I'm going to apply for rezoning, and then they get feedback and it's like, well, you better go do this, you know, and they can always reapply. I don't know. I hate taking away people's rights to an appeal. That's the only thing, because our council is fairly balanced, I think, and fairly fair and lifelong residents. But I think if you take it away from all the municipalities throughout Ontario, is what they want to do it, other people in other areas then could not be as fortunate to have a council that is maybe a bit more diverse and you know, like you said, the South is very different from up here.
That's true.
But it's municipal, you're talking about a whole provincial swipe. So
No, that's the part where it deters me, is that part. I know what we are and you know, our official plan and stuff, but you know, the dissolution of this means the dissolution for everyone. And you know, and that's a big step. And in this negative social media type of world right now, that could be a big step in the wrong direction without some more information and forethought on that.
yeah, I think that, you know, the South has their own major issues as the North has ours, and they haven't quite, you know, they don't always blend together well. But I think to remove it from the entire province and to be part of something that would remove it from an entire province, I don't think so. Not right now. I wouldn't feel comfortable with doing that.
But we're not taking away the rights of the ratepayers to appeal a decision of council, such as in Webwood, where we have some trying to bring the horses in on the, you know.
Yeah.
They still have that right to appeal, but once their appeal is heard and we make a decision on it one way or the other.
Should we maybe look into this a little further to make sure we realize all the liabilities involved? Should something go sour with perhaps making a decision that doesn't follow the letter of the law?
I don't believe that there would be a liability if it was the province that determined that the Ontario Land Tribunal will be dissolved. If it's
Right.
not there, it's not there for anyone, so there'd be no liability. It would just be a different process to follow.
I'm thinking again, COVID slowed it down in the south, but
Okay, does council want to sit on this then?
No, I think we should make a decision and like, I wouldn't call for a vote or anything, but just,
I really think that it would be valuable to have all council members involved in this. You know, Cheryl would have an opinion. I'm sure Kevin would have one too. I really think it's an effort that should be discussed with every council member. And not, you know, unfortunately, they're not here tonight. And that's a big decision. It really is. Like, it is. And, you know, I would encourage everybody to kind of read it up and read over it again and make a decision later. That would be my suggestion, but not my suggestion. To understand the implications, you know, for us here, if we do that. And like I say, there's a lot of negativity out there in social media and stuff like that. And, you know, and people listen to our meetings, and so, you know, they'll hear that we are listening to them, and we're not just making a gut decision. We are actually looking things over to see if it benefits the ratepayers. So that's how I feel about it.
Any other comment? Hearing none there. So we're going to sit on this there until everybody gets a chance there. And if the other councillors want to bring it forward back again there, we will there. See
well,
what
I do
happens.
think we owe Tom an answer, one way or the other. So we either support it, but he deserves an answer. He is the mayor of Aurora. He's not just like, he's just a nobody.
I realize that. Well, could we give him a response that we will have an answer for him by the next council meeting? Is that a possibility?
Yeah, I don't believe there was a time frame put on that correspondence, so I mean, we can just put it on the next agenda for council.
Yeah, we could, you know, acknowledge that we've received it,
Yeah,
and we'd
for
like
sure.
to review it, and yeah.
Sure.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Perfect. Okay. Kim, you got anything else there before we go into closed session there for tonight?
No, I don't.
Any other councillor got anything there?
I'm just wondering about, we've got some ratepayers. Do they have an agenda or?
There's been nobody who has asked to be a delegation on the agenda. I don't
Okay.
know, maybe just.
Okay, I guess before we go into close, I have one thing. Excuse me. I investigated where the west end of River Road intersects with Highway 17 at that overpass, and there are hydro lines there, and I was looking even where the hydro pole is closest to that intersection, that would still provide some more safety. So I'm really hopeful that we could look into and apply to Hydro One to have a light put in. And I think it's for everybody's best interest to have a little bit more lighting. The horses that are trying to cross the road, they're westbound on Highway 17 and turning off there. They can get scared, but at the same time, they don't have reflectors on them. And I think that light, for what value we would find in the safety of it, I'd like to see us try to work on it right now so that maybe it can come into reality sometime this year.
Well, we'd have to do some research and find out what the costs and the process is, so we can bring that forward to another council meeting.
Okay, is everybody in favor of that? I know we talked about, we weren't sure if there was hydro and all that. I did take a walk out there, and everything's there for us. So I would like to see us get a cost on it, but I'd like to see us work on it as ASAP so that it can become reality. Look at how long it took on Hopkins Hill or Waterfalls Road. I mean, it was a ridiculous amount of time. So I just hate to see a life lost or some accident take place that maybe that light could have helped us with, because there are late evenings that some of the people are using that exit off of Highway 17.
And with an LED light on that pole on the south side of that ditch there will still show that entrance up there.
Yeah, and there's also a row of utility poles I believe it's telephone, but I mean, again, I don't know the parameters or legalities, but the hydro line is set back from Highway 17 a little bit further than the actual telephone poles and lines. So I don't know if we can use the other pole or whatever, but I'm just interested in seeing us provide some due diligence for safety at that intersection. It's been a problem area since it's been created.
Kim, you'll do a little home.
From my understanding, when we were having hydro brought to our home here, the hydro doesn't like to use the telephone poles.
Okay, still, I just mentioned it.
They would want to use their own pole.
Yeah, I just thought I'd mention it so you knew that I had actually checked it out. So I don't.
Well, I'm just letting you know that we had issues here, and the Bell telephone poles and the hydro poles, they're like two different entities as far as each company is concerned.
And we could always have a pole put in if the need be.
Yeah.
If it wasn't satisfactory. I remember back when Susan was still on council, she was commenting about the dark spots between the street lights, just because of the different pattern of light from the LED. So again, maybe somebody else can take a peek at it. I'd just like to see us get working on it so we can move forward with it. Thank you.
Okay.
Kim, you'll do a little homework on that?
Yeah, we'll do what we can.
Thanks,
Okay.
Kim.
Okay, be it resolved, we move into closed session.
I have something to bring up,
Yep.
sorry.
Go ahead.
One, I received a couple phone calls regarding the dumpster by the Walford Community Center, and was people back from Sugar Lake, and they were trying to access the dumpster. I guess they had called the township office and wondered why they didn't have a key. So I told them I would bring it up to council to see maybe if you can put a newsletter out or something to let them know what the specifics are for the dumpster. There is people still leaving garbage outside the dumpster because it's locked. So unfortunately, so just making you aware of that. And that's the phone call I received. The other ones I received about, I have documented here about 6 phone calls regarding a social media video involving a person. And I'm not going to say it because we're not enclosed, but the people were very upset. A lot of people were very upset about it. And I just want to make sure that people and their families, including our council members and our mayor, make sure that their families are not posting things on social media that are disgraceful or, being very mean towards Indigenous people.
Anything else there?
Yeah, and I received messages in regards to all that that's on social media as well. And
Yeah, unfortunately, I received messages from heads of other communities, and they were very, very upset. So I'm just letting it be known that it won't be tolerated, That's it.
Yeah, most of us councillors went to school with Native people there, all our lives there, and some of us even married into Native people. So you got to see where it's coming from.
This video was, I was told several times it was a mockery, and it was very distasteful and not, should have been not happened. But anyway, just everyone be mindful of what you're posting.
Okay, seeing there's no other, any other concerns?
Excuse
Yes.
me. If I may interject, so I joined because I had actually personally viewed this video. Reside in Sudbury now, but used to reside in the area some time ago. And I think that's a bit of an understatement, when we talk about the quality of that video and the magnitude of that video. To simply say that it's not going to be tolerated, like I think as a community being so close to Sagamok First Nations, and given the current climate, with what's happening in Spanish right now, when they're trying to recover bodies of missing and murdered Indigenous people, I think it's a bit of an understatement to say that it was distasteful. I think that the community as a whole should issue some type of statement and an investigation should be conducted. I don't think to simply say it was distasteful is enough for the community given the current climate right now.
It was actually disgraceful. I was just putting it out there because it's a matter of names and stuff, and I just it's terrible. It's absolutely horrible.
Any other concerns there before we go into closed session?
None from me.
Okay, hearing none, be it resolved to move into closed session there at 6:40 PM pursuant to section 239-2 of the Municipal Act to consider personal matters about identifiable individuals, including municipal and local board employees regarding staffing. Can I have a mover and a seconder?
Pat moves.
Pat will move it there. Seconder,
What you're gonna do is unrecord.
can I have somebody second it?
Edie seconded it. Les.
Sorry, I had to let the dog out.
Sorry about that. Edith, for or against?
For.
Let me do this.
Pat,
Pat in favor.
Glenda,
In favor.
Dale,
In favor.
motion carried.
Okay, okay. Okay,
Okay, be it resolved, the closed session be adjourned at 7:07 PM and that the regular meeting be resumed. A mover and a seconder?
Pat moves.
I'll
Pat will
second
move it.
Pat's move.
Dale will second it there.
Yeah.
Edith,
We
for or
have-
against?
In favor.
Pat,
Pat in favor.
Glenda,
In favor.
Dale,
In favor.
motion carried.
So I see we have one of our people from the waiting room is back now.
yes.
Okay, thank you.
In regards to the closed session, there's some resolutions coming forward. Be it resolved that Ann Whalen shall be appointed to the position of clerk administrator to be effective June the 1st, 2022 upon enactment of an appointment bylaw. Can I have a mover and a seconder?
Pat
Glenda.
moves.
Pat will move it there. Glenda will second
Glenda.
it.
Yeah.
Edith, for or against?
In favor.
Pat,
In favor.
Glenda,
In favor.
Dale,
In favor.
motion carried. Okay, be it resolved, we advertise for a part-time administrative support position to assist the office clerk in the public works as needed at a rate of $18 per hour. And that Ann Whalen, Ruth Claire, and Jacques Mayu and counselor shall be, who wants to, as counselor? Anybody wants to put their name forward?
I'd like to.
Dale?
I'd like to, yeah.
Yes, go. Okay, Dale shall conduct interviews and provide recommendations to council. Can I have a mover and a seconder?
I'll
Pat
move.
moves.
Pat will move it. Seconder?
Edie.
Edie, I think.
Edith, for or against?
In favor.
Pat?
Pat in favor.
Glenda?
In favor.
Dale?
In favor.
Motion carried. Is that all, Kim, there for tonight there in regards to,
Oh, yes, that's all I have for tonight.
anybody got anything else there before we close the meeting there?
Something that I saw about affordable housing and the shortage of housing. In Little Current by Spider Bay Marina, they have a parcel of land. This is the township of Howland, I believe, and it says looking for a contractor to put some housing up. I wonder if we shouldn't try to at least investigate so that we know how we can make that step forward at the South Yard to at least try to get something rolling with some affordable seniors housing in our township. And I know during campaign night, it was asked of us a few times and we've discussed it. And this was, like I say, a little reminder when I read that thing that Kim sent us. I thought maybe we should try to at least find out the parameters so we can perhaps make that parcel viewable to a contractor. But if there's no sign and nobody knows, I mean, maybe nothing will happen. I just as soon try to see us progress forward. We're all getting older every day. And I mean, we all know about the shortage of housing in this area as well.
I do believe that the Economic Development Committee had been given a report. This had been reviewed, but we can bring that back and see what that what that had indicated at the time, because I know that there was some information in there about contractors and the development of housing. So we can pull that back up.
In the meantime, would it be possible to speak with the with some of the or one of the office personnel at the Township of Howland to maybe find out, or
This is northeastern Manitoulin and the islands, you mean?
yeah, or whatever. Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
wrong. So, fire department over there. I guess I was naming it after, but I was there this summer and saw.
Well, we can get Amanda to give them a call and just find out what they have planned or in mind.
Thank you very much.
I'm just wondering if they're accessing the funds that the DSAP has released for housing. I saw that in a report. I'm just wondering if we can have anything available or, you know, get information.
If I'm not mistaken, I do believe that DSAB is building something over on the island.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it was a couple years ago, their DSAB asked every municipality what they had to offer there and everything there. And Little Current there was the one that stepped up and had lots to offer there. And that's how that all happened in Little Current. It was supposed to happen in Espanola, and it fell through in Espanola and went to Little Current because of the demand for housing there, the waiting list. That's how all that started.
I don't recall any of that, Les, but that's maybe I missed it from
No, we're going back there a few years there, Bill.
oh, before our term, before
Yeah,
this.
just a couple of years, yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for explaining that.
Because DSAB just tapped into some more money there. I think it was $1.2 million. It was on the news there the other day there for housing there. So
Yes, I saw that. And through economic development, we had our age-friendly designation survey and stuff. I'd like to revisit that. We are going to defer our meeting until March because the only thing we really had on our agenda was about the banners. But we need to bring that information back up for the survey and find out, you know, what we can do as far as that goes. So
maybe in the meantime, Amanda can get us some more information, and just so we don't slip through the cracks, that's all. I think we have a nice parcel to offer, and hopefully somebody takes heed to it. Maybe with some government money coming around in grants, maybe there's somebody that can tackle it and better our community township by having some housing for our seniors.
yeah, well, just before this term started, we had economic development going through the motions and having a strategic plan and getting all this information and stuff. And then the elections changed that. So that changed the dynamics of economic development. So the focus was different. So we kind of got to work our way back to that again.
Okay. Thanks for the history lesson.
because housing is an asset wherever you go right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hearing no other concerns, be it resolved at the time of 7:14 PM and this meeting be adjourned until the next regular meeting of the call of the chair. Can I have a mover and a seconder?
I'll make that motion, Les.
Dale will move it there.
Yeah.
Seconder,
Pat second.
Pat will second it. Edith,
Yep.
for or against?
In favor.
Pat,
Pat in favor.
Glenda,
In favor.
Dale,
In favor.
motion carried.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good night. Have a safe week.
Just Who seconded?